So today's video is going to be a little bit about how to prepare acorn squash. A lot of people think it's called summer squash too. It's normally green like this more on the outside and sometimes orange, just depends. As you let it ripe sitting out on your counter, it will turn a little bit orange. So these are very inexpensive, and I get the ones that are about as big as the palm of my hand. And today we're going to prepare them with a little bit of ground turkey, some sun-dried tomatoes, black beans, some leftover brown rice I have, a little bit of onion, and mushroom. So follow along with me, and you guys are really going to enjoy this healthy, yummy recipe. So you want to grab yourself a very big knife. Yeah, my husband loves it when I use this knife. Anyhow, and you want to go ahead and half the squash. Okay, so normally I cut it this way, where the two ends are pointed to the side here, this side and this side. And I'm going to slice it right down the center. All right, one sec. Next step, you're going to take out the seeds. So just get a spoon, get your garbage can ready, and we're going to scoop out those seeds. All right, so I have my acorn squash on a cooking sheet, and I went ahead and I drizzled some olive oil onto my squash. Just very little, you don't need very much. And I take a brush and I generously baste all of the acorn squash in the bottom of the foil, just to give it a good coating of some olive oil, just so we don't have it sticking and making a big mess in the oven. Then we're going to go ahead and cover the acorn squash again with foil, and then we're going to go ahead and bake it for about 50 minutes. You can check depending on the size of your acorn squash. Sometimes it'll take longer, sometimes shorter. But once you can put a knife all the way through it without any issue, you know your acorn squash are done. Okay, so while those squash are in the oven cooking, we are going ahead and start our main filling, which is going to be ground turkey today. Sometimes I change it up. I don't always use ground turkey. I'll use sometimes rice, beans, other different items, but today we're having ground turkey. You can use sausage if you really want to make it a little bit heartier. So it's up to you. So you're going to have the sausage, ground turkey, whatever meat you want. And then I cut up about 3 slices of an onion and about 6 little mushrooms into really small pieces, because you don't want to have it too thick with stuff in it. And I'm going to go ahead and add those to our ground turkey and cook it up. Okay, now that we've got them scooped out nice and clean, we're going to go ahead and turn on our oven. So you want to put it at 400 degrees while you're doing all your prep work. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and take our squash, put them on a cookie sheet lined with foil, and prep them for baking. One item that we'll be adding later are black beans. You can use any type of black beans. I get the big pack from Costco, so I have about 10 different cans of beans. So the best way to add the beans, the first thing you want to prep them, is to have this handy tool, a colander. I used to have a really cool one, but my husband melted it. Don't ask. So I'm going to throw the colander in the sink, pour in the black beans. There we go. And then I'm going to rinse them off just to get all that coating, because you don't need that for your mixture. And then we'll just let them sit until we get ready to add them into our recipe. So there we have our turkey meat, our mushrooms, and our onions cooking up. You only need about 1 pound of meat, if even that, because we're going to be adding so many things to this recipe. We still have some rice to add, some black beans, and some sun-dried tomatoes. So you don't want to use over meat, because then you're going to have extra stuffing. But then again, you can use your extra filling to eat breakfast with eggs in the morning if you want to. That's what we usually do. Okay, once your turkey is all cooked up and not pink, you want to add the black beans and a scoop or 2 full of sun-dried tomatoes. We use the ones right here, Bella San Luce, in olive oil, and this gives it a lot of extra flavor. I'm also going to go ahead and add the rice, but I don't need to video that because I have to take it out of the microwave. And the last addition are leftover brown rice. And there you have your filling. You don't always have to add rice. If you don't have rice, that's fine. I just added it tonight because we had leftovers, and it gives it a lot of texture and a little bit more of heartiness and a few carbs to the meal, because you can't go without carbs. I know people love keto, but I'm not a big fan, so I eat my carbs because I burn a lot of energy. Okay, now our squash are ready to take out of the oven. So we're going to go ahead and carefully remove it. Set it over here off to the side. On my little hot pad, there we go. Shut the oven. And now you're just going to take a knife. Ooh, these look fabulous. And just insert it. If it inserts easily, oh yeah. Yep. They're ready. Okay, so you want to let them just cool off for a few minutes. Let them sit, adjust, before we're going to fill them up. Okay, once your squash is ready, you want to flip them over very carefully. You see the steam coming off of them. It's very hot. But you see the nice golden edge brown. That means they're done. And if you're like me and you love squash, you can just eat them like this with a little bit of salt and butter, or even a little bit of salt and brown sugar. It's amazing just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and stuff these, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I have them all stuffed and ready to go. As you can see, I still have a lot of filling left, so I could make this filling with something else tomorrow night. We call them Scooby snacks at our house. The leftovers are called Scooby snacks. So I'm going to go ahead and top our acorn squash and filling with some sharp white cheddar cheese. You can use any cheese you want, but for me the sharp white cheddar really gives it a little bit of kick and flavor, lots of flavor. But like I said, you can add whatever one you want. So top it all with cheese, and then we're going to throw it under the broiler for a few minutes and see how it comes out. All right, and we're finally done broiling them. Cheese is nice and melted and brown in some spots. This looks fabulous. Nutritious, healthy, nutrient-dense dinner for you and your family to enjoy. Stuffed acorn squash. Hope you guys enjoyed my video. Oh, and in case you're wondering, you can eat the skin. It's very, very good. Aloha! Time for